I just sent you an invitation. Yeah.
Thank you, Mary Ann.
Did you see it, Jeff? I just sent it to you.
No, it didn't
Yeah.
appear.
I don't know what else. It's room 9.
Well, we speak. We know it's an adjournment. There's no
So do
problem.
you want me to pull them out then?
Yeah, just it's an adjournment. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Bowditch. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, ma'am.
These are 22 HR 12092 A and B. These are Huron Township versus Ashley Ebling. May I have your appearances, please?
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. and Mrs. Ebling.
Ebling.
Your Honor, I believe today's the date and time set for a pretrial in this matter. We are requesting an adjournment. But we did have a meeting with all the parties earlier this week. And we're close to a resolution to this matter, Your Honor.
Ms. Foley Carter?
Caitlin Foley Carter, I'm Huron Township, Your Honor. That's correct. It's my understanding that the Eblings need to go in front of the Planning Commission. So in the interim, I think an adjournment will be best.
How long of an adjournment do you anticipate, Ms. Foley Carter?
I think Mr. Bowditch would know more than I would on that.
Oh, Your Honor, I apologize. I don't know the Planning Commission schedule and how easy or quickly one can get on it. But we would like as lengthy as possible.
My primary concern is that this citation was issued back in November of 2022. The arraignment was April the 27th. So this matter has already been pending for some time. And there was a prior adjournment, well, 2 prior adjournments based on the allegations that your clients were continuing to work with the township. So when you say as lengthy as adjournment as possible, and if no one has the schedule for the board they're going before, Mary Ann, let's look at that second date for Judge Green next month.
July 27th.
Mr. Bowditch, do you think that will give you sufficient time for your clients to do what it is they need to do?
Well, Your Honor, we should have some more information by then. I believe
Okay.
that date will be good.
At 9 o'clock, Judge.
Thank you, ma'am. July 27th at 9 a.m. That's in number 3 by Zoom with Judge Green. And Mr. Bowditch, I'm calling the cases separately just to keep the record clean. You had 22 HR 12091 A and B and 22 HR 12090 OM. These are Huron Township versus Scott Ebling. I note your appearances for the record. Is it the same request with the same adjourn date?
Correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Ebling's cases will also be put over to that July 27th at 9 a.m. with Judge Green. Is there anything else on behalf of the township?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else on behalf of the defendants?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Thank you. That concludes this matter. Next time with Judge Green. Have a good day, Mr. and Mrs. Eplin.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll talk, Ashley and Scott. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm going to be leaving the meeting now, Judge. I don't have anything else.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
This is 23 HR 01087B. This is Huron Township versus Michelle Alshuli.
Caitlin Foley Carter, Huron Township.
Thank you. Sir, turn your, sorry, would you, sir, turn your video on and state your name for the record, please?
My name is Michal Al-Shaili.
Thank you. The way the court staff have you labeled indicates that you're waiving your right to have the assistance of the court-appointed attorney this morning. Is that correct?
Yes.
You said yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you intend to proceed on your own in this matter?
Yes.
Have you spoken to the prosecutor, Ms. Foley Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Foley Carter, how are we proceeding in this matter?
Your Honor, it sounds like Mr. El-Shawali had a temporary instruction permit at the time with a 21-year-old person or above. The people moved to dismiss that portion of the ticket. It's my understanding that he already paid the citation portion, or the speeding portion of the citation.
Sir, do you have any objection to this matter being dismissed?
No.
This case is hereby dismissed. That concludes this matter, sir. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you. So I'm going back to my country and coming back the 3rd of August. Everything will be good, right?
I'm sorry, you're a little muffled. You said repeat what you just said, please.
I'm going back to my original country, Oman, and I'm coming back at 3rd of August. So everything is good. I will not have any issues with my visa, right?
Should you have any issue with your visa because of this case?
I'm asking, would I will have any issues?
You're still a little muffled and I'm not understanding the question. Ms. Foley Carter, you,
Sorry.
I am not, Your Honor. I don't know if he's questioning if this is going to impact his visa at all, the travel, and I don't believe it would, but I'm not well versed in that.
I am not either, sir. If that is your question, whether this case will impact your visa, I am not sure. And this case is dismissed. So I would suggest that you, I don't know who you would ask.
I will
Unfortunately, sir, I can't give you any guidance on that question.
thank you, Your Honor. I can go now,
You're
right?
welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is 20HR 04465 AOT. This is Huron Township versus Ronald Lee Bowyer.
Yes, ma'am. Or Your Honor, I'm sorry.
May I have your appearances, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter, I'm based here on Township, Your Honor.
For Your Honor, Sam Jadala, P 62186, MIDC Arraignment Council, hearing on behalf of Mr. Boyd.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the show cause arraignment and pretrial. Mr. Jadala, how are we proceeding in this matter?
Your Honor, for purposes of arraignment, we waive formal reading and stand mute. Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Bauer will be pleading as charged to 1 count of driving while license suspended. He understands the rights he's waiving by doing so. We also respectfully request a conversation with the Collections Department for the fines and costs, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Bowyer, please raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You may put your hand down. Sir, you've had the opportunity to discuss this case with Mr. Jadala, and you understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And sir, is it your position that after having this conversation with Mr. Jadala, you will be pleading guilty as charged to count 1, driving while license suspended, revoked, or denied?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
You will not have the opportunity to call witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
You haven't been promised anything, threatened in any way to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, is it true that on June 1st, 2020, in Huron Township, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor, thank you.
Satisfied, Mr. Jadala?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Sir, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the sole count in this matter of driving while license suspended, revoked, or denied. Before this court imposes fines and costs in this matter, have you since cleared up your license issue?
No, I'm in the process of doing so right now. I just have to pay off fines in another city and everything will be released.
Any comment before fines and costs are assessed, Mr. Jadala?
Just that, Your Honor, he owes around $1,500 to the Novi District Court that he's currently on a payment plan also to, and he's diligently paying those.
Thank you. Mr. Bowyer, the court will impose a fine of $200, cost of $100. There are $75 mandatory crime victims fee. There's $50 mandatory state costs. There's $100 in warrant fees on this case. There's $20 fund fee. I think that takes us to $545. Mr. Jadala has indicated that you need to speak to the court's collection department. I
Yes,
don't
yes,
see
Your Honor.
anyone.
I'm here.
I don't see anyone here for that department. I'm sorry.
I'm here.
Oh, Maria, I'm looking for you in the breakout rooms. I had you covered up by the breakout list. Sir, what I'll do is get you moved into a breakout room. You'll speak to Maria. She'll help you get on the payment plan. You have another outstanding matter with this court for no proof of insurance. There's $378 owed on that. Maria can put those into a single payment plan, okay? Anything else in this matter, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, please go into the breakout room with Maria. You have a wonderful day and good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is 23HR 03789OM Huron Township versus Little Sean Kelly Edgar. Ms. Foley Carter, note your appearance for the record. Mr. Hadley as well. Mr. Edgar, if you would turn your video on, unmute yourself and state your name for the record.
Little Sean Kelly Edgar.
Thank you. Today is the day and time scheduled for the adjourned pretrial in this matter. We adjourned last time, waiting for some body cam footage to come in. Mr.
Yep.
Hadley, how are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, we're going to ask for another adjournment for that same body worn cam footage. After speaking with Mr. Nunley, it's my understanding we have paper discovery, but are still waiting on the body worn cam.
Ms. Foley Carter, any update on that footage?
I got it dropped off yesterday. I will upload it and send it right over to Mr. Nunley.
That adjourned date will be,
July 13th at 9:30.
July 13th at 9:30 a.m. That will be on Zoom in number 3 with Judge Green. Anything else on behalf of the people?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else on behalf of Mr. Egger?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That concludes this matter. Mr. Egger, you're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. There is someone in this main session. The court has asked them to turn their video on and identify themselves. Your name, please.
Good morning. My name is Marcus.
Good morning. I'm sorry.
My name is Marcus Jetter.
Marcus Jetter. Thank you.
Sir, I just sent you another invitation to join the breakout room.
Okay. Maybe I was in the wrong one.
No, you were fine.
So is my understanding that we have an extern that will be joining us this morning, Mr. Hadley?
Who's our extern today?
Kendra Brooks is what I was advised.
Oh, all right.
Maybe not. I
I
must
just know
have to
you,
recheck the message.
you guys got me on short notice. Mr. Nunley went down with the Father's Day gift that his children gave him over the weekend, which was a bad case of the flu.
Oh,
We haven't had any dogs.
well, when
in the
Ms. Foley
office.
Carter comes back, we can talk about a new date for that Zajac matter. We
Yep,
wanted to
Royce,
check with Judge Green.
that was the trial that was set for today, right? Correct, Your Honor?
Right.
Okay.
I want to check with either Judge Green or Michelle to see if we can go on their 27th docket, I think as late as possible, if you and Ms. Foley Carter are agreeable to that.
Judge,
And
did you? Oh, I'm
I've
sorry.
got Mr. Nunley's schedule available, so there should be no issues.
Judge, did you talk to Michelle or do I need to get a hold of her?
Would you give Michelle a call, please?
Sure.
No, I didn't talk to her. Thank you.
Get in here, get in here, get in here.
I left her a message, Judge.
Whose message?
I left Michelle a message.
Oh, you left Michelle a message.
Yeah, she's living in her office. Hey, Jeff, just real quick, I've been needing to ask you, we're so excited to go see your mom. How was Mother's Day?
It was, sorry, it was awesome.
Oh, that's, I thought about you because you had been talking about it for so long.
I really do love going down to Atlanta. Like the traffic, they can keep that, but Georgia overall, it's always a great trip to go down there. Thanks for asking though. No, it was good. Always good to see Ma.
Yeah.
So Caitlin, the trial that you guys were supposed to have today at 11, I think we're gonna get some dates later on today for that.
Hope so. Yeah, I just couldn't produce my officer, so I couldn't go.
It's okay. We just have to make sure that it lines up that Sammer, Dan, myself, and Royce are all available because we decided that I think all 4 of us are gonna sit in on this now.
Oh, that's exciting. Perfect. An audience.
Okay, there's a story behind that comment, I'm sure.
No, it just sounds like Caitlin and Mr. Nunley have got a case going and we're jealous, Sounds like they're gonna have some fun.
This was 23HR02587OD. It's Huron Township versus Zajac. May I have your appearances, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter, on behalf of Huron Township, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley appearing on behalf of the defendant, Zajac.
Thank you. This case was actually scheduled for an in-person trial today at 11 o'clock. It appears that the attorney of record, Mr. Nunley, is unavailable today, and Ms. Foley Carter, heard you indicate that your officer is not available. That being the case, and this being this court's last Huron docket, my inclination is to adjourn it to the July 27th docket, which would be Judge Green. Do you have the officer scheduled by chance?
I do, that works.
Okay, I just don't have a time, but I would anticipate going towards end of her docket, so maybe
Judge, at noon, Michelle just called at noon.
at noon. Thank you. July 27th, in person. You know what, Mary Ann, even as I'm saying that, that sounds like a bad date for some reason. July 27th at noon. I don't see anything that's our first ordinance docket. That's why it sounds bad, but we'll be done with that docket by that time. So that the new date, July 27th at noon here in courtroom number 1. Anything else, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
No worries. Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor. I'll update Mr. Nunley accordingly. Thank you.
And advise Mr. Zajac or Ms. Zajac. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Good morning, Mr. Hart.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I am super. How are you?
I'm glad to hear you're super. Doing great too. We've got Brandon LaFontaine.
Is he with you by chance?
He should be on Zoom.
Let's see. He might be in with the clerks. Yeah, he's not labeled yet. Let's get him in with the clerks. They will fix his name, confirm his email, phone number, address, and then they'll put him back in the session. Do you need to speak to Ms. Foley Carter?
No, do you have a police form in file? I
Failure to stop or ID after property damage accident, reduced to careless driving.
correct.
I think I lost a defendant, Your Honor.
You think you lost?
A defendant. She
You
was
lost
here.
a defendant.
Yeah, she was here and now she's not.
I saw her in your, I forgot the name, but I saw her in meeting with you. So when she pops back in.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it was Connie Isom.
I have a few defendants I'd like to do.
Hush.
I think I may have made a little mistake on the trial date that you gave us, Your Honor.
Two three HR 02587OD. What's the mistake, Mr. Hadley?
That I was looking at the wrong month. Mr. Nutley's actually in a friend of court matter that's going to be running that whole day. I was looking at June. I'll own that. It was my fault, everybody. Sorry about that.
You had one job.
I thought I was like, man, that just looks like a weird day. What do we?
Miss Isom is back, so we'll get the next date for Zajac.
It's not urgent. I just wanted to bring it up. My apologies.
It's not a matter of urgent. We're in a little bit of a lull, so I'd rather get it now.
Before I screw something else up.
Mary Ann.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you working on that?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What am I working on?
Oh, I thought, okay. Zajac, July
Yes.
27th is not a good date, so we need the next date after that. Thank you.
Sorry, Mary Ann.
Judge, August 10th, you have a docket on August 10th.
August 10th.
Yes.
Romulus and Belleville.
Yes.
Okay,
So do you want to do it at the end?
I do because I don't want to keep going. I don't want to keep going further out because it's not going to get any better.
As of right now, Michelle doesn't have anything scheduled for that day.
She doesn't have anything scheduled for that day?
Correct. Not yet.
August 10th, Ms. Foley Carter and Mr. Hadley.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Would it be in the afternoon, Your Honor? I see that Mr. Nunley is actually House Counsel for Judge Green that day in the morning.
It would be at in the afternoon, like 1 o'clock.
Let's grab that for now and keep moving.
I'll say that, if we need to circle back to it, we will.
Yeah.
I don't know how long of a docket Judge Green will have, and I don't want our Romulus Belleville docket to go long. And so let's say 1 o'clock for now, and if we need to make adjustments, the both of you and Mr. Nunley know how to get a hold of Michelle or Mary Ann.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Foley Carter, has you finished speaking with Ms. Isom, or were you ready for that matter to be called?
We're ready for the matter to be called, Your Honor.
Thank you. This is 23HR 053350M, Huron Township versus Connie Isom. Your appearances, please.
Caitlin Foley Carter and Beach Huron Township, Your Honor.
Ma'am, would you state your name for the record?
Connie Lee Isom.
Ms. Isom, when you were here previously, the way the court staff had you labeled indicates that you're waiving your right to have the assistance of the court-appointed attorney. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
You intend to proceed on your own in this matter?
Yes.
Have you, and you did speak to Ms. Foley Carter, the prosecutor for Huron Township?
Yes, I did.
Ms. Foley Carter, how are we proceeding in this matter?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that this was a first offense and it sounds like an isolated incident. The people moved to amend the animal at large misdemeanor to an animal at large civil infraction.
Ms. Isom, was that your agreement and understanding on how this matter would be resolved?
Yes, it was.
And ma'am, you wish to plead responsible to having an animal at large, which is a civil infraction?
Yes.
You understand that that will resolve this matter in its entirety and there won't be a trial of any kind in this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, the court accepts your plea of responsible to the civil infraction animal at large. Ms. Foley Carter, any comment before fines and costs are assessed?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Isom, the court will impose fines and costs of $100 for this animal at large civil infraction. Do you need more than 5 days to pay this amount?
No.
5 days to pay. That will resolve the matter in its entirety. You can pay online, you can pay in person. Other than that, ma'am, have a good day and good luck to you.
Thank you. You also.
Thank you. This is 23HR 04217OT Huron Township versus Brandon LaFontaine. May I have your appearances, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter on behalf of Huron Township, Your Honor.
Mark Hart appearing on behalf of Mr. LaFontaine.
Sir, state your name for me, please, Mr. LaFontaine. Unmute yourself. You're still muted.
Sorry about that. Brandon LaFountain, Your Honor.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the adjourned pretrial in this matter. Mr. Hart, how are we proceeding?
Judge, I believe I've discussed the matter with the attorney and the complaint to the civil infraction of careless driving. Original charge.
Thank you. Mr. LaFountain, would you raise your right hand for me, please, sir? Do you swear or affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you understand the charges you face and the possible penalties?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you've had the opportunity to discuss this case with your attorney, Mr. Hart, and it's your understanding and agreement that you'll be tendering a plea of responsible to the civil infraction careless driving?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead responsible?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, is it true that on March 27, 2023 in Huron Township, you drove your car in a manner that could be deemed careless driving?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hart, would you like to inquire further of your client?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Sir, the court accepts your plea of responsible to the careless driving. Any comment before fines and costs are assessed, Mr. Hart?
None, Your Honor.
Sir, the court will impose a fine of $200 in this matter. Do you need more than 5 days to pay this amount?
No, Your Honor.
5 days to pay $200 careless driving. Sir, you may pay online, or you may pay in person, but other than that, it concludes this matter. You have a good day and good luck to you.
You too. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Take care, Mr. Hart.
Thank you, Judge. Good to see you.
These are 23HR05378 A and B and 23HR05378 B. Number weird. Huron Township versus Marcus Jetter. May I have your appearances, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter, on behalf of Huron Township, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, respectfully, Sam Jadala, P62186, and my DC counsel appearing on behalf of I believe it's Mr. Jeter. Mr. Jeter, would you please start your camera and unmute yourself? Your Honor, for purposes of arraignment, we waive formal reading and stand mute. And at this time, Your Honor, you'll be pleading to 1 count of double parking with an agreed upon fine of $200.
Sir, state your name for me, please.
Marcus Jetter.
Jetter. Thank
You
you.
were right, Judge. I'm sorry.
He said it the first time and I thought I misheard it, but thank you, Mr. Jadala.
Sorry, Mr. Jetter.
Mr. Jetter, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. You may put your hand down. Sir, you understand, you've had the opportunity to meet with Mr. Jadala this morning. You understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
Correct.
And after having that conversation with Mr. Jadala, is your understanding and agreement that you'll be pleading responsible to 1 count of double parking and that the pending other civil infractions and misdemeanor will be dismissed?
Correct.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind.
I do.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Understood.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead responsible?
No.
You're pleading responsible because you are responsible?
Yes.
Sir, is it true that on May the 24th, 2023 in Huron Township, you were double parked contrary to law?
Yes.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Jadala?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Mr. Jetter, the court accepts your plea of responsible to double parking and will dismiss the impeding traffic, the registration or plate violation, and failure to display license. Mr. Jadala, you said the fine amount and it went right out of my head. Would you repeat that for me, please?
$200, Judge.
$200, thank you. Mr. Jetter, do you need more than 5 days to pay the $200?
No.
5 days to pay, and that will resolve these matters in their entirety. Anything else in these matters, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Jeter, you're free to go. You have a good day. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Ms. Belcher, do you need to speak to Ms. Foley Carter regarding Ms. Stockdale?
Good morning, Your Honor. No, I do not. I am ready.
Good morning, ma'am. These are 23HR 03393 B and C and A, Huron Township versus Ashley Marie Stockdale. May I have your appearances, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter, on behalf of Huron Township, Your Honor.
And good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Leanna Belcher, P80177, on behalf of Ms. Stockdale. Ms. Stockdale, will you please state your name for the record?
Ashley Marie Stockdale.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the adjourned pretrial in these matters. Ms. Belcher, how are we proceeding this morning?
So that I
Ms. Belcher?
appointed case.
Ms. Belcher, you're glitching.
I'm sorry, Judge. Can I have no service. I'm so sorry. Judge, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I apologize. When I stepped out into the hall, my phone tried to connect to the Wi-Fi for the defense bar on the 8th floor and it messed up my connection.
Understood. My question was, how are we proceeding in this matter this morning?
Yes, Judge. So I have received the missing discovery. I did make contact with the MIDC office because I did take Ms. Stockdale's case pro bono. They said that she would have access to investigators and experts needed in this matter, but I have to get an order from the court declaring her indigent. So I did not know if the court would be able to have her screened today or if I would need to file a written motion to have her screened.
Ms. Belcher, that's the first time I've had that requested. I know that at one point we had an application or form for people to fill out to declare their indigency, and I don't know what that is right now. Mary Ann, any idea if that form or application still exists?
I'm calling Heather.
So the answer to your question, Ms. Belcher, is look, give us a moment. If anyone knows, it will be Heather. And if she indicates that we don't have that any longer, then I would be asking you to submit that motion.
Yes, Judge.
I was just told that we don't do that here. It's a circuit court matter. We've never, we've never done them here, is what I was told.
So Ms. Belcher, then if we did do that because they used to have to fill out the form in the old probation room at the end of the building, excuse me, when they first brought MIDC on. So Ms. Belcher, then I guess that you would have to file a motion and I'll follow up with our court administrator about that. It's just the first time
Yes,
that this request has been made, and I can't imagine it will be the last time.
I can do that, Judge.
Okay. And that being the case, how are we proceeding in the matter this morning?
Your Honor, I would need another pretrial date so that I have time to write the motion and have it filed and heard.
Put that over to Mary Ann.
Yes, I was on the phone again with Heather.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
That's okay, you didn't know. July 13th at 9:40.
Your Honor, I am out from the 12th through the 17th. Is it possible to have a date either before or after that date?
July 27th at 9 o'clock.
That's a good date.
July 27th at 9 a.m. That will be in number 3 on Zoom with Judge Green. And Ms. Belcher, what I'll do in the interim, again, is talk to the court administrator and figure out if there is a more streamlined approach for this, for your request. And other than that, anything else this morning, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Belcher?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. That concludes this matter. Ms. Stockdale, you're free to go. Have a good day.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. That is an interesting question. Ms. Medina, we have not seen Mr. Brewer as of yet. Have you made a phone call to him this morning?
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor. I spoke with him yesterday. I have not spoken with him today, but I will make a call. Thank you so much. I didn't know if he was.
Thank you, ma'am.
Breakout room abyss. Okay, thank you.
I'm looking and I don't see him. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Looks like you have a waiter, someone waiting for you, Mr. Hadley. Thank you. Mary Ann, would you please go assist Andy? There are two people waiting to be screened.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Caitlin, if you can hear me, I would like to grab an audience. I'm going to head into your meeting room, okay?
I'll be there.
I'll be right back, Your Honor. Just gonna move my client into the main session.
Thank you. Mr. Giselle, I'm just waiting for Ms. Foley Carter to come back.
Absolutely.
Any luck, Ms. Medina?
No, Your Honor, no luck. I'm not sure if maybe should log off, and you guys let me know if he logs in or how you would want to handle it, Your Honor.
My typical policy is 15 minutes after the scheduled start time. But if he appears before the end of the docket and there's a way for us to get in contact with you, we can reach back out to you unless you just want to wait and hold around a little longer. It's up to you.
Yeah, what I would, I'm also doing a virtual conference for immigration law at the same time. So I'll just go ahead and leave my cell phone and my office number in the chat, Your Honor. And you guys could give me a call if that's okay. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Sir, take your baseball cap off, please. We're waiting for the prosecutor to come back out and then we'll start calling cases again. Thank you.
Okay.
These are 23HR 05550 A and B. These are Huron Township versus Joseph Blair. May I have your appearances, please?
Foley Carter and Bishop Huron Township, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, respectfully, Sam Jadala, P 62186, appearing on behalf of Mr. Blair. Your Honor, for purposes of arraignment, we'd waive formal reading and stand mute. At this time, we're just asking for a new date. The city attorney would like an opportunity to reach out to the alleged other party in this accident.
Thank you. Mr. Blair, state your name for the record, please, sir.
Joseph Blair.
Thank you. Mr. Blair, the court will set your bond at 1,000 personal. You do not need to post any money, but what you must do is continue to appear as directed by this court until these matters are resolved in their entirety. The adjourned date will be Mary Ann,
Yes, ma'am.
adjourn pretrial date, please.
Sure, I'm sorry. I was in a breakout room. July 13th at 9:40.
July 13th at 9:40 a.m. That will be back on Zoom with Judge Green in courtroom number 3. Anything else, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Blair, you're free to go. You have a good day. July 13th with Judge Green. Thank you. These are 23HR 05509 A, B, and C. These are Huron Township versus Orlando Vaughn. May I have your appearances, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter and Bishop Huron Township, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Orlando Vaughn. Mr. Vaughn, please state your name for the court.
Orlando Vaughn.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial in this matter. Mr. Hadley, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we'll waive the formal reading of the arraignment and her plea of not guilty at this time. I believe people have asked for, I think we're doing a brief adjournment. Correct, Caitlin?
That's correct, for just some clearances.
Very good. Just a brief adjournment, Your Honor.
In the interim, the court will set your bond, Mr. Vaughn, at 1,000 personal. You do not need to post any money, but what you must do is continue to appear as directed by this court until these matters are resolved in their entirety. Your adjourned date will be
July 13th at 9:40.
July 13th at 9:40 a.m. That will be in number 3 with Judge Green on Zoom. Anything else in this matter, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vaughn. Your return date is July 13th. Have a good afternoon, sir. You're free to go. These are 23HR 05556 A, B, C, and D. These are Huron Township versus Cole Roberts. Mr. Roberts, turn your video on. Unmute yourself and state your name for the record, please.
Cole Roberts.
Thank you. Mr. Roberts, the way the court staff have you labeled indicate that you're waiving your right to have the assistance of the court-appointed attorney this morning. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
You intend to proceed on your own?
Yes.
Thank you. Have you spoken to the prosecutor, Ms. Foley Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Foley Carter, how are we proceeding in these matters?
Yeah, Mr. Roberts and I had a conversation. He took care of everything that he needed to, so the people will move to amend the limited access fee to double parking with fines and costs of $200. And all remaining charges will be dismissed.
Thank you. Mr. Roberts, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may put your hand down. Sir, you had the opportunity to speak to Ms. Foley Carter regarding these matters, and it's your understanding and agreement that you will be tendering a plea of responsible to the added count of double parking in the case that ends in 5-6A.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes.
And sir, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yeah.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plea responsible?
No.
Mr. Roberts, is it true that on May the 28th, 2023 in Huron Township, you were double parked contrary to law?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Roberts, the court accepts your plea of responsible to the added count of double parking, and as previously indicated by Ms. Foley Carter, will dismiss the failure to display license, the equipment violation, the speeding, and the no proof of insurance. Ms. Foley Carter also indicated that the fine in this matter would be $200, sir. The court will impose that as your fine. Do you need more than 5 days to pay this amount?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts, that will conclude this matter. You will be moved into a breakout room to meet with the collections clerk named Maria. She will put you on the payment plan for the $200. Anything else, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Roberts?
No.
Please join Maria in the collections room, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you.
This is 23HR055580T. This is Huron Township versus Nicholas Setnar. May I have your appearance, please, sir?
Hello,
State your name.
Nicholas Setner.
Sir, the way the court staff have you labeled indicate that you're waiving your right to have the assistance of the court-appointed attorney this morning. Is that correct?
Yes.
You intend to proceed on your own in this matter?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, I did.
Sir, I'm asking you to say yes because when you say yeah, the recording doesn't necessarily pick it up clearly.
Oh, my bad. Yes.
Thank you. You've had the chance to speak to the prosecutor, Ms. Foley Carter.
Yes.
Ms. Foley Carter, how are we proceeding in this matter?
Sir, I did have a conversation with Mr. Setner, and I did explain what the charges were and what the offer was or no offer was. He did intend to speak to counsel, so I put him in the waiting room. I don't know if he spoke to anyone after that.
Oh, Sir, I just asked that you want to speak to the court-appointed. I said that you waived your right to have the assistance of the court-appointed attorney, and did you intend to proceed on your own? But did you wish to speak to one of the court-appointed attorneys? There are two here that are available.
Oh, I got misunderstood, but no, I didn't get to talk to anybody. But I wanted
Okay,
to.
now let's do this. We'll pass this matter. We'll move you into a room. You'll see an invitation to go speak to either Mr. Hadley or Mr. Jadala. You'll speak to them and then you'll come back out and I'll recall the matter, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
This is 23, thank you for that, Ms. Foley Carter. This is 23HR045140M Huron Township versus Ryan Koss.
Caitlin Foley Carter, I'm with Huron Township, Your Honor.
Your Honor, respectfully, Sam Jadala, P 62186, appearing on behalf of the attorney of record, Mr. Daniel Batar. Your Honor, at this time, I believe the prosecution is moving for dismissal, and we have no objection to that, Your Honor.
Sir, state your name for the record.
Brian Coates.
Thank you, Mr. Coates. Ms. Foley Carter, you were starting to say?
That is correct, Your Honor. We are moving to dismiss.
No objection, Mr. Jadala.
No objection, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Coates, this matter is hereby dismissed. That concludes this matter. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you. Mr. Setnar is still here. Mr. Setnar,
Yeah.
you should have seen an invitation to go into a breakout room.
Oh, I didn't get one.
Okay, let's try it again. We'll get you in with, wait for the
Oh, I just got it.
court-appointed attorney. Thank you.
Your Honor, my
This
understanding.
is 238. I'm sorry, Miss Medina. Go ahead.
I just wanted to update the court that Mr. Brewer should be logging in. I have had contact with him. That's why I logged back in. Thank you, Your Honor, and I'm sorry.
That's okay. A brewer just joined. It's mislabeled, but we'll get them in with the clerks and then, yep. We'll get them in with the clerks to confirm his information, then we'll get the case called. This is 23 HR 05557 COT. This is Huron Township versus Armando Hernandez. May I have your appearance, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter.
What was that again?
Sorry.
I'm sorry, sir, state your name for the record.
Armando Hernandez Garcia.
Mr. Hernandez, there's an indication that you may need an interpreter. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Hi.
We'll adjourn this matter so that we can get an interpreter. Mr. Haley, were you able to speak to Mr. Hernandez at all?
Your Honor, I think what we can handle the arraignment for today's purposes. There is an individual there that was able to translate roughly for today, but we will need an interpreter for the pretrial.
So for purposes of arraignment, sir?
Your Honor, we'd waive the formal reading and enter plea of not guilty at this time.
Thank you. Mr. Hernandez, bond will be set at 1,000 personal. Sir, you do not need to post any money, but what you must do is continue to appear as directed by the court until this matter is resolved. We will adjourn the matter to
July 13th at 9:50.
July 13th at 9:50 a.m. in courtroom number 3 on Zoom with Judge Green. Request. I'm sorry, Mr. Hernandez, is it Spanish?
Yes.
We'll request an interpreter. Anything else, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hernandez, you're free to go, sir. Have a good day.
Okay.
This is 2-3. Looks like Mr. Jadal, we just lost the prosecutor. Give us a moment, please. Mary Ann, if Miss Foley Carter comes back out, don't let her leave. I'm gonna step off for just 1 second, but I'll be right back.
All right.
Thanks.
Am I supposed to, excuse me, am I supposed to be in a courtroom?
This is 23HR 054420T Huron Township versus Wendy Augustinus. May I have your appearances, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter, and based here on top of the counter.
Respectfully, Your Honor, Sam Richard Dollar, P62186, MIDC Arraignment Council, Your Honor. For purposes of arraignment, Your Honor, we waive formal reading and stand mute. At this time, we're just requesting a pretrial on this matter. The city attorney needs time to contact the alleged victim in this matter.
Ma'am, state your name for me, please.
Wendy K. Augustinus.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ma'am, the court will set your bond in this matter at 1,000 personal. You do not need to post any money, but what you must do is continue to appear as directed by this court until this matter is resolved in its entirety. Your adjourned pretrial date will be
July 13th at 9:50.
July 13th at 9:50 a.m. That will be in number 3 on Zoom with Judge Green. Anything else, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Your return date again is July 13th at 9:50 with Judge Green.
Okay, thank you.
You're free to go. Have a good day.
You too, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. These are 23HR 055559 A, B, and C. These are Huron Township versus LaShante Taylor. May I have your appearances, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter, and based here on Township, Your Honor.
Your Honor, respectfully, Sam Richard Dollar, P62186, MIDC Arraignment Council, appearing on behalf of Mrs. Taylor. Your Honor, for purposes of arraignment, we'd waive formal reading and stand mute. At this time, Ms. Taylor will be pleading to one count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive.
Ms. Taylor, state your name. I'm sorry, and for the civil infractions, Mr. Jadala.
They are being dismissed, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Taylor, unmute yourself, turn your video on, and state your name for the record, please.
Hello,
Yes, ma'am. State your name for the record, please.
LaShante Taylor.
Ms. Taylor, you had the opportunity. Ma'am, would you put the camera on your face, please?
Hold on, I'm trying. Can you see
Thank
me?
you. Yes, ma'am. You had the opportunity to discuss this case this morning with Mr. Jadal, and you understand the charges you face and the possible penalties?
Yes,
And ma'am, after having that conversation, is your understanding and agreement that you will be tendering a plea of guilty to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive?
yes,
I'm sorry, ma'am, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes,
Thank you. You may put your hand down. Ma'am, you understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind.
yes,
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
yes,
And ma'am, you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
yes,
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty?
no,
You're pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty.
yes,
Ms. Taylor, is it true that on May 29, 2023 in Huron Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor. Thank you.
Satisfied, Mr. Jadala?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Ma'am, the court accepts your plea of guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive and will dismiss the original charge of driving on expired license. Any comments before fines and costs are assessed, Mr. Jadala?
None, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ma'am, the court will impose a fine of $100, cost of $100. There's mandatory crime victims fee of $75, $50 mandatory state cost and $20 fund fee. That's $345. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
Yes.
Then, Ms. Taylor, what you'll see next is an invitation to go into a breakout room to meet with a representative from this court's collection department. Ms. Maria will put you on a payment plan for that $345. Other than that, ma'am, that concludes this matter. Have a good day. Good
Okay.
luck to you.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. This is a recall of 23 HR 05558OT Huron Township versus Nicholas Satnar. May I have your appearances again, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter on behalf of Huron Township. Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Adley, MIDC counsel, appearing on behalf of Mr. Nicholas Setner. Sir, please state your name for the court.
Nicholas Christopher Setner.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial in this matter. Mr. Hadley, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we'll waive the formal reading of the arraignment, and we would like to avail ourselves of the people's, well, I'm sorry, we're going to be pleading as charged at the offense, which was driving without a motorcycle endorsement, Your Honor.
Thank you.
What
Sir,
is
raise
the
your
point
right
of
hand,
being
please.
on the court? All
Do
the
you
tickets
swear?
added up to the same.
I got it.
Do you swear affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Hadley. You understand the charges you face and the possible penalties.
Yes.
And after having that conversation, sir, is your agreement that you'll be tendering a plea of guilty as charged to driving while unlicensed or without cycle endorsement?
Yes.
Sir, you understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
You will not have the opportunity to present witnesses on your own behalf or see and cross-examine witnesses put forth by the prosecutor.
Yes.
And you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily.
Yes.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to plead guilty.
No.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
Is it true that on May 29, 2023 in Huron Township, you were driving a cycle without the proper endorsements or you were unlicensed to drive that cycle?
Yes. It was a car though.
A car without cycle endorsement?
It's or, Your Honor. Drove while-
Or, thank you.
Or, you're welcome.
Driving while unlicensed. You were driving while being unlicensed.
Yes.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor. Thank you.
Satisfied, Mr. Hadley?
Yes, Your Honor.
Before, sir, the court accepts your plea as charged to the driving without license. Before the court imposes fines and costs, what's the status of your driving license?
I don't have one yet. I just have a permit.
Okay. Any comments before fines and costs, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor, just that we spoke about what it takes for him to go get his license, and this is it. Once he gets this resolved and cleaned up, he'll be able to go back. It was only a couple of days away, so this should not be a repeating issue.
Thank you. Sir, the court will impose minimum fines and costs in this matter. $100 fine, $100 in costs, $75 mandatory crime victims fee, $50 mandatory state costs, and $20 fund fee. That's $345. Do you need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
No.
5 days to pay, and this matter will be concluded. Anything else, Ms. Foley Carter?
Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you, sir. You are free to go. You have a good day. Good luck to you.
Thank you, guys.
Ms. Taylor, you should have seen an invitation to go into the collections room with Maria to set a payment plan. Please go there.
I didn't get it.
Then we'll resend it, ma'am.
Okay.
Officer in the briefing room, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Which case are you here for?
I'm here for Mrs. Hawkins.
You're a
Ticket.
little early. We have not seen her as of yet, but sit tight. Did you need to speak to Ms. Foley Carter at all?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Sit tight. If Ms. Hawkins isn't here by about 10:45, I'll call the case so you can get on with your day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I'm here. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
This is 23HR 05658 AOT. This is Huron Township versus Nicole Lips. Ma'am, state your name for the record, please.
Nicole Lips.
Ms. Lip, the way the court staff have you labeled indicate that you're waiving your right to have the assistance of the court-appointed attorney. Is that correct?
Yes.
You intend to proceed on your own?
Yes.
Have you spoken to the prosecutor this morning?
Yes.
Ms. Foley Carter, how are we proceeding in this matter?
Thank you, Your Honor. I've already had a conversation with Ms. Lips. It's my understanding that her license was valid at the time of the offense. As such, we moved to dismiss the no op. I understand that she already paid the impeding traffic portion of the citation.
Ma'am, do you have any objection to the dismissal of this failure to display?
No.
This case is hereby dismissed. That concludes this matter, Ms. Lips. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, ma'am. The officer is here for the 10:30 case. I advise him that if she's not here by 10:45, we'll call the case so he can get on with his day.
Perfect. Thank you.
sheet. Email it is. I will proceed with the determination, but I will make whatever notes I need to make about not taking from advance and proceed with determination. And be prepared for the argument that they took money that they said. Correct. No, I'm just misunderstood you. I thought you said they had not verified that they had taken. And my response is no, comma, unless they took payment, and that leaves, correct. Correct. I was still filing on payment. Oh, no, you filed as a termination, you took $4,600 after April, no. I think you do unless you on the record, she on the record, indicates that she wants to amend it to a non-payment, that she'll agree to amend it to a non-payment. But she still owes money. Is she at the end of the lease or something? Then they need to amend it to a non-payment to save it, give her time to pay, and then 30 days after that judgment, I would and file a new birth certificate. Nice. Okay. Okay.
23HR 04214 AOT Huron Township versus Amijah Williams. This matter was scheduled for show cause arraignment pretrial at 8 o'clock. It's now 10:20 by the court's clock. There is no one by that name in the court's virtual breakout sessions. No one's responding to the call. This being the defendant's second failure to appear in this matter. Bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. This is 23 HR 0512. 20 HR 059040M Huron Township versus Daniel Cruz. This matter was scheduled for pretrial at 8:30. It is now 10:21 by this court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. This matter will be set for show cause. These are 23 HR 05401 A and B. These are Huron Township versus Anthony Garrett. The matters were scheduled for arraignment pretrial and pre-hearing at 8:50. It is now 10:22 by this court's clock. There is no one by that name in the court's breakout. There are no unnamed persons in the court's main session. That being the case, the B file will be deemed in default. The A file will be set for show cause. Good morning, Ms. Hawkins. Good morning, Ms. Hawkins.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm well, ma'am. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Ma'am, do you need to speak to the prosecutor before your case is called?
Yeah, I thought it was via Zoom, and then I called the court this morning to get the Zoom ID, and I was told that it was in person. So they told me to fill out the online request form for an adjournment. But then I found the Zoom ID online, so I don't know, was I supposed to be in person or was this via Zoom?
I thought it was by Zoom.
I thought so too. So yeah, if we can proceed, I would like to talk to the prosecutor.
Ms. Foley Carter is here. We'll send you an invitation to go into her breakout.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is 23 HR 055440M Huron Township versus Gary Huddleston Jr. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 8:50. It is now 10:25 by this court's clock. There is no one by that name in the court's breakout sessions. There is no unidentified persons in this court's main session. Defendant having failed to appear, this matter will be set for show cause. This is 22 HR 07054 AOT Huron Township versus Sanchez McComb. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 8:50. It's now 10:26 a.m. by the court's clock. There is no one responding to the call. There's no one by that name in the court's breakout rooms. And there are no unidentified persons in this court's main session. Based on the defendant's failure to appear, this matter will be set for show cause. Take your hat off, please. I'll call the case when the prosecutor and the defense attorney are available. Thank you. This is 21 HR 08573 Huron Township versus Tedadrill Harvey. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9 o'clock. It's now 10:28 a.m. by the court's clock. There are no unidentified persons in this court's main session. There is no one by that name in the court's breakouts. Based on the defendant's failure to appear, the matter will be set for show cause. This is these are 23 HR 05568 A and B. These are Huron Township versus Chase Badzar. May I have your appearances, please?
Foley Carter on behalf of Huron Township, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, respectfully, Sam Richardala, P62186, MIDC arraignment counsel, appearing on behalf of Mr. Bozar. Your Honor, for purposes of arraignment, we would waive formal reading and stand mute, and just ask that this matter be set forward pretrial.
Thank you. Sir, state your name for the record, please.
Chase Bozar.
Thank you. The court will set your bond in this matter at 1,000 personal. You do not need to post any money, but what you must do is continue to appear as directed by this court until this matter is resolved in its entirety. The adjourned pretrial date will be
July 13th at 10 o'clock.
July 13th at 10 a.m. That will be back on Zoom, back in courtroom number 3 with Judge Green. Was there anything else in this matter, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bozar. That it concludes the matter for this morning. Your adjourned date is July 13th at 10 a.m. with Judge Green. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm gonna hop into a breakout room with my officer real quick and I'll be right back.
Thank you. Mr. McCandless, did you need to speak to Ms. Foley Carter?
Yeah, sure. That'd be great. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. There are a couple of matters that we need to handle, and then I'll get her into the breakout with you.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Judge. I don't believe there's anyone left in the breakout rooms. Would it be all right if I took off for the day?
Absolutely, Mr. Udala. It looks like we have just two more that are covered by Ms. Medina and Mr. Hadley. Thank you for your assistance this morning, sir. Have a good day.
May you and your staff have a wonderful day, Judge Martin.
Thank you.
Ms. Hawkins, you should have seen an invitation to join breakout room. You can click on that, please.
It says waiting room.
Yep,
Okay.
thank you.
This is 23HR 036320M Huron Township versus Nathaniel Brewer. May I have your appearances, please?
Caitlin Foley, on behalf of Huron Township, Your Honor.
And Crystal Marie Medina, Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Brewer. Mr. Brewer was with me in a breakout room, Your Honor. I am not a host, so I am not sure where he is right now.
He had been back here, but now it appears that he's gone.
I'll push, he's in room 9, Your Honor. I'll push him out.
Teamwork.
I don't see him in room 9. What happened to him?
Oh, I saw him in room 9.
If you see him right now, I'm happy to have him.
I tried moving him into the main session as well. I see him in 9.
There you go.
Here we
Oh,
are.
good
Thank
grief.
you.
Sir, would you state your name for the record?
Mr. Brewer. Oh.
Yes,
State your name, sir.
Nathaniel Brewer.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the final pretrial in this matter. Ms. Medina, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we are seeking a very brief adjournment of this final pretrial to July 13th. That is the most I can push the envelope here. July
13th. At what time, Mary Ann?
10 o'clock.
10 a.m., July 13th, in number 3 with Judge Green back on Zoom. Anything else in this matter, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Anything else, Ms.
Your Honor.
Medina?
No,
You're
Your Honor,
welcome.
Thank you so much. Everyone have a great
Mr.
day.
Brewer, you too. Mr. Brewer, you're free to go, sir. Have a good day.
Yep, you too.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
These are 22HR 12445 A, B, and C. These are Huron Township versus Jasmine Lara. May I have your appearances, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter, on behalf of Huron Township, Your Honor.
Oh,
Desmond Lara, who I've spoken with several times in the breakout room, but I do not see her now.
she was here. I saw her, and her case is in warrant status. So will, Mr. Hadley, if you don't mind hanging around for a moment,
Absolutely, Your
see if
Honor.
she pops back in. Miss Foley Carter, were you going in to speak to, oh no. Ms. Hawkins is in the clerk's waiting room. No, Mary Ann, you can bring her out. Did you need to speak to her, Ms. Foley Carter, or were you ready to proceed? Or you already spoke to her, right?
I did. I believe she wanted to take responsibility for impeding.
I'm sorry?
I believe she wanted to take responsibility for the impeding charge.
This is 23HR 044728A, Huron Township versus Shakira Hawkins. May I have your appearances, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter, on behalf of Huron Township, Your Honor.
Sarah Hawkins.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the formal hearing in this matter. The parties have had an opportunity to speak. Ms. Foley Carter, how are we proceeding this morning?
I did have an opportunity to speak to Ms. Hawkins. I believe she wants to plead responsible to the charge defense of impeding.
Ms. Hawkins, you had a chance to speak to the prosecutor this morning, and it's your agreement that you'll be tendering a plea of responsible to the sole count in this matter of impeding traffic?
I was pleading responsible with an explanation, but I was just asked the court if there's a possibility of reducing the fine.
What's their explanation, Ms. Hawkins?
Well, I have pictures, but I won't waste the court's time. I'm not required to wear glasses when I drive, but I indicated to the prosecutor that at my the next time I go to get my license, there's a possibility that I will be needing glasses. I was going someplace that I was unfamiliar, and I was going very slowly, and I had the map up. I had never gone this particular route to this particular location before. I saw the freeway approaching. The light is right at the freeway on ramp, and I didn't know whether or not I would be going north or south. I didn't know. Well, I didn't know which way I was going. Didn't know which entrance I was at. So I proceeded very cautiously to that intersection or to that turn, and I didn't make the turn until I had saw that I would actually be going onto the freeway at the right time. So I didn't feel like I stopped. The prosecutor indicated that if I proceeded to a hearing, she would amend it to the original charge would be a 3-point violation, and I don't want to risk that. But I just asked the court for leniency and to reduce the fine.
Ms. Foley Carter?
Your Honor, I did explain to Ms. Hawkins that she was charged with impeding traffic, which is a 0-point violation, and she is entirely within her right to go forward with a formal hearing, but we would be amending the charge to the actual offense.
I believe that Ms. Hawkins indicated she was pleading responsible to the impeding traffic.
Correct.
Do you have any position as to the fines and costs in this matter?
We leave it to the discretion of the court, Your Honor.
Thank you. I'm sorry, was someone looking to weigh in? Okay. Ms. Hawkins, the court accepts your plea of responsible. We'll reduce the fine just a little. We'll reduce it down to $150. Do you need more than 5 days to pay?
No, that should be fine. Thank you.
5 days to pay. Anything else, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Hawkins?
No, thank you.
That concludes this matter, ma'am. Have a good day. You're free to go.
Thank you. You too.
You're welcome. This is a recall of 22 HR 12445 A, B, and C. These are Huron Township versus Jasmine Lara. May I have your appearances, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter, I'm with Huron Township, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Ms. Jasmine Lara. Ms. Lara, please state your name for the court.
My name is Jasmine Lara.
Thank you. These matters are scheduled this morning for show cause, arraignment, and pretrial. The cases are currently in warrant status. Mr. Hadley, how are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, we'll waive the formal reading, stand mute as to the charges. As it relates to the show cause, Ms. Lara had basically had no notice of this previously. When she did receive notice, she came into the court and brought a series of documents with her, which are indicated on the ROA. In fact, I believe she was misinformed by somebody at the court that this matter would be thrown out today because we could watch the body worn cam footage that would show who was the individual that was pulled over. So again, I would just ask that the court recall the warrant and acknowledge that as soon as this individual was aware that there was a warrant status, she took all the steps necessary to avail herself in front of the court.
Thank you, Mr. Hadley. The court, excuse me, will recall the warrant in this matter.
And then for our purposes of today, we would leave it to, we need to see the body worn cam footage from the stop. And I know Ms. Foley Carter has already indicated to me off the record that she's going to be requesting that. I don't know how long that would take, so I'll leave that to her as far as the scheduling.
Thank you.
Donna, can we get the 7/27 date?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
At 9:10, Judge.
Thank you, ma'am. The court has recalled the warrant. Ms. Lara, your bond will be set at 1,000 personal. You do not need to post any money, but what you must do is continue to appear as directed by the court until this matter is resolved in its entirety. I'll make an indication in the file that the body cam footage has been requested and the matter is adjourned until July the 27th at 9:10 a.m. That will be on Zoom in courtroom number 3 with Judge Green. Is there anything else in this matter, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
No, Your Honor, if I could just confirm the date and time real quick, I apologize.
July the 27th at 9:10 a.m.
9:10. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ma'am, you're free to go. Your next appearance date is July the 27th. Notice will be mailed to you at the address that you provided to court staff this morning.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Hadley, our sole remaining case is a formal hearing with retained counsel. Anyone else who appears from this morning's docket will be deemed late and will not be seen. Thank you for your assistance this morning.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks, Josh. You too.
Have you spoken to Mr. McCallus? That answers that question. These are 23HR 05038 A and B. These are Huron Township versus Simply Constructions. These matters were scheduled for pretrial at 9 o'clock. It's now 9:44 a.m. by this court's clock. There are no unidentified persons in this court's main session. There is no one responding to the call. There is a note in the file from Carol of the court's criminal department that indicate that charges C through Q are not files and are civil infractions, and copies of the tickets are attached here too. The civil infractions will be deemed in default. Show causes will be set in the misdemeanor files. These are 23HR 05432 A and B. These are Huron Township versus Chantanese Havis. These matters were scheduled at 9:10 a.m. It's now 10:46 a.m. There are no one in this court's main session by that name. There are no unidentified persons in the court's breakout sessions. The defendant having failed to appear as directed by this court, the B file, which is the civil infraction, will be deemed in default, and show cause will be set in the A file. These are 23HR 05482 A, B, and C. These are Huron Township versus Jonathan Smith. The matters were scheduled at 9:10 a.m. It's now 10:47 a.m. by the court's clock. There are no unidentified persons in the court's main session. There are no persons by the name of the court's breakout sessions. Based on the defendant's failure to appear, the A file will be set for show cause. The B and C file, which are civil infractions, will be deemed in default. These are 23HR 05506 A, B, and C. These are Huron Township versus Thomas Ingram. These matters were scheduled at 9:20 a.m. It's now 9:49 a.m. by the court's clock. There are no unidentified persons in the court's breakout sessions. There's no one by that name in the court's main session. Based on the defendant's failure to appear, the A file will be set for show cause. The B and C files, which are civil infractions, will be deemed in default. Yes, Andy. These are 23HR 05532 A, B, and C. These are Huron Township versus Sir Roosevelt Palmer. These matters were scheduled for hearing at 9:20 a.m. It's now 10:50 a.m. by the court's clock. There is no one by that name in the court's breakout sessions. There's no one responding to the call in the court's main session. Based on the defendant's failure to appear, the A file will be set for show cause. The B and C files, which are civil infractions, will be deemed in default. These are 23HR 054888 A, B, and C. These are Huron Township versus Aniki Rucker. The matters were scheduled for hearing at 9:20. It's now 9:52 a.m. by the court's clock. The defendant having failed to appear, there being no one by that name in the court's breakout sessions, no unnamed person in the court's main sessions. The A file will be set for show cause. The B and C files, which are civil infractions, will be deemed in default. This is 23HR 055330T. This is Huron Township versus Shannon Williams. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:20. It's now 10:54 by this court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, there being no one by that name in the court's breakout or in this main session, the matter will be set for show cause. This is 23HR 045330I. This is Huron Township versus Leshek Tarvik.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your appearances, please.
Your Honor, Caitlin Foley Carter, NBC Huron Township.
Glenn McCandless on behalf of Mr. Budrick Tarvik, who I believe is in the Zoom waiting room.
He is not, sir.
Okay. If I get him on here, I'm sorry. One moment, Your Honor, try to get him on.
Are we having the formal hearing?
We are, Your Honor.
Okay. Would you please get your client, sir? Thank you.
Thank you.
I do have a preliminary matter. I don't know if you want to wait.
As a preliminary matter, ma'am, I'm sorry.
I don't know if we wanted to wait for counsel. It's just I intended to share video and there's no share.
He's on and we had disabled screen sharing because of an incident a few weeks ago, but we will make that available to you.
Thank you, I appreciate
Oh,
it.
Marianne has the controls. She'll enable that feature.
Thank you.
Yes, they will. How do I do that, Judge?
If you go down into security, you should have the ability to allow participants to share screen. And if you don't see that, I'll take control back.
Go
Let me
ahead,
take
Judge.
the host position and I'll do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I have a preliminary matter as well. Mr. Baktarovic doesn't know. I was under the impression he knew how to use Zoom and was going to Zoom on, but actually he's just on the phone. I was wondering if I might be allowed to have him participate telephonically as opposed to with his image on the screen. And I could just use my telephone to have him on the line. I've got him on the phone line, indicates he doesn't know how to use Zoom and he doesn't know, doesn't have the Zoom app. But I do have him on the phone. I was wondering if I could just do it telephonically and have him audially, if that's okay.
Ms. Foley Carter?
My only concern is it's a formal hearing with video.
Okay, then let me see if I can get him to Zoom on right now, if we could.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh. Ms. Foley Carter, we turned it off and now I'm looking for it. I'm with Mary Ann. Shoot.
I'm sorry to make it difficult.
You're not making it difficult. I'm just trying to find it. It used to be super easy. And I know it's right here. I know it's just a matter of.
I can always play it on my phone and put it up to the screen.
Fred's here. Marianne, do you mind? I know it's easy and that's why I'm just like, ugh.
Sure.
It's right here somewhere.
Judge, it was shut off. I'm on the phone with Fred. It was shut off for that reason a few weeks ago. If he enabled the, we may have to shut the Zoom down. Do you want him to do that?
Failed to stop for a school bus. Let's think. We have to shut just ours down or everyone's down?
Everybody.
I can't do that. Ms. Foley Carter,
Okay, Judge, the whole meeting, he said. I'll let you know when I'll call you back. Thank you. Okay, bye. He said he put it out there. If you want to use it, it may not end the whole meeting, but it may end the whole meeting.
wait. Is that him coming in or is that somebody else? I hear
No.
our door opening. Okay. Does Mr. McCandless have the video?
He does.
Oh. So if we can't, I don't want to risk turning it on and losing the meeting.
I understand.
So if he already has it, there's a disagreement about what the video shows without going into the meat of the case too much.
I don't.
No, Judge, there's a disagreement on how long the lights were on for beforehand.
Mr. McCandless, I'm not sure if you could hear before, but this court disabled screen sharing after an incident a few weeks ago. And there's a concern that if it is enabled, it will cause us to lose this meeting and possibly disrupt other Zoom in the building, and because I don't know who's on, how many different courtrooms and officers, probation officers and departments are on, I'd rather not do that. But if you already have the video, I will have Ms. Foley Carter, if it's possible, send the video to the court and we'll review it on a different device. So if your client's logging on, I'll grab that other device and see if we can
Yeah.
proceed that
That's
way.
fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I could text it to you and you could text it to her.
Caitlin, are you a co-host by chance?
I have it. Yep, I am a co-host. Do you want me to drop you with your client?
Yeah, well, I was hoping maybe to have a breakout room with the three of us, the officer and me and you.
Let me real quick just put this to the judge.
What about the judge?
Get this video over to you. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I just had to.
I am going to send this to you now, and then we're all going to go into a breakout room real quick. Sorry, Judge.
Thank you.
We all who?
Not you. I'm sorry, Judge.
Judge,
Then while you're
asked for a
gone, I'll do my other
breakout
failures to appear. So I hear you, Mr. McCandless. We'll get you in there. I'll do my other failures to appear when you're ready. We'll get the case called, and if the video comes over in the interim, I'll watch it.
thank you.
Brandon, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir. These are 23 HR 05583 A and B. These are Huron Township versus Alexis Branham. These matters were scheduled at 9:50 a.m. It's now 11:04 a.m. by the court's clock. There being no one by that name in this court's main session, there are no unidentified persons in the court's breakout sessions. The B file will be deemed, will be set for show cause. The A file, which is the civil infraction, will be deemed in default.
Officer Grant, can you accept my invitation? Thank you.
These are 23 HR 05583 4, 3, A, B, C, and D. These are Huron Township versus Michael Todd Roberts. The matters were scheduled for 9:30 a.m. It's now 11:07 a.m. by this court's clock. There are no unidentified persons in this court's main session or the court's breakout rooms. The defendant having failed to appear. The A and C files will be set for show cause. The B and D files, which are civil infractions, will be deemed in default. These are 2000010OT and 2000011OT. These are Huron Township versus Brandon Keys. The matters were both set for pretrial at 9:50. It is now 11:09 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear in these matters. And there being a history of failing to appear. There is a bond posted. The matters will be set for show cause. These are 23HR 05587 A and B, Huron Township versus Matthew Stumpf. The matters were scheduled for 9:50 a.m. It's now 11:10 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. The A file will be set for show cause. The B file, which is a civil infraction, will be deemed in default. This is 22HR 03527OT. This is Huron Township versus Matthew Alice. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 10 a.m. It's now 11:11 by this court's clock. There is no one by that name in the court's main session, no unidentified persons in the court's breakout rooms. The defendant having failed to appear in this matter There being a bond posted, the matter will be set for show cause. This is 1953250T. This is Huron Township versus Vaughn Leslie. This matter was scheduled for 8 a.m. and mailed by first class regular mail, the show cause notice to appear. The surety having failed to appear, there being no explanation proffered to the court, judgment shall enter against the surety. Mr. Bezrek Tavarik.
Your Honor, I did send you the correct video. I don't know if you got that email. I sent the wrong one initially.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
no, don't be sorry. It's fine. The first one showed a car and a FedEx truck going through past the school bus.
That was the wrong
Is
one.
that was the wrong one? Okay. Are we ready to proceed with the formal hearing?
We are, Your Honor.
This is 23HR045330I. This is Huron Township versus Bushwick Tarvik. May I have your appearances, please?
Caitlin Foley Carter on behalf of Huron Township, Your Honor.
Glenn McCandless, on behalf of the defendant.
State your name for me, please, sir. Oh, his audio is not connected. What happened? Mm-mm.
Apparently you can hear, that's but that's the defendant, Your Honor, Mr. Bichowick.
Was his audio connected in the breakout room?
I don't think any of us checked, Your Honor.
Judge, I can call his number and see if I can on the phone, you just do an audio.
Mr. McCandless, your audio just went out. It was warbling in and
Sorry.
out.
Sorry, Judge.
It's okay. No.
Can-
Mr. McCandless, this matter was scheduled a half an hour ago. I'm not sure what your client, how you intended to proceed in this matter. If you want to call him, and I don't know what device he's on, to get him to connect to the audio.
And Judge, sir, can you turn on, can you speak, please? Zudra?
His audio
Can you
is not
speak?
connected.
I think he can hear us is what he's indicating, but I tried, when I call his number, apparently he's using the phone. It won't go through when I call his number, so, probably because he's using his phone for Zoom.
Sir, if you can hear me, raise your hand.
So can you speak, sir? So we can hear you? Can you say something? Can you identify yourself, sir?
Mr. McCandless, what I am inclined to do is to put him out so that his phone is hung up. You can call him. There has to
Okay.
be another phone in the house. I agree with Ms.
Yeah.
Foley Carter in terms of being able to see the proceedings and see the defendant.
Let
So if he
me
is
see if I
unable
can,
to,
yes, sure. Let me try the number one more time, if I may, Your Honor. I'm sorry, 1 second.
absolutely.
Here. Okay, Judge, I'm just gonna use my speakerphone on my phone, if that's okay. He can hear and he can see us and he can hear us now, and he can speak.
Thank you, sir. State your name for the record.
What's your name? State your name.
My name is Zuhdia Bayraktarevic.
Today is the day and time set for the formal hearing in this matter. Ms. Foley Carter, are you prepared to proceed?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Canlis, are you prepared to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Foley Carter, any opening statement?
We waive opening statement, Your Honor.
Mr. McCandless, any opening statement?
We waive opening statement as well, Your Honor.
Thank you. Your first witness, Ms. Foley Carter.
The people call Officer Mark Grant.
Officer Grant, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, sir. Please spell your name for the record.
MARKGRANT.
Thank you, sir. Your witness, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Grant, how are you employed?
I'm employed with Huron Township Police and Traffic Services
And how long have you been employed with the township?
since 2014.
And were you employed in a similar capacity elsewhere prior to your employment with the township?
I was.
Where?
No.
I was employed by the Wayne County Sheriff's Department from 1992 to 2014.
What are your general duties as a police officer with the department?
Traffic Services, I conduct traffic details.
And were you on duty on April 24th of 2023, just before 3:30 in the afternoon?
I was.
And at that time, what were you doing?
I was following bus 45's route for their drop off in the afternoon.
And what road were you on?
I was on Sibley westbound behind bus 45.
And is that westbound Sibley in Huron Township?
Yes, it is.
And were you in a fully marked police vehicle?
I was in a marked police vehicle, yes.
And at about that time, did you have the occasion to conduct a traffic stop?
I did.
What happened?
as I was westbound behind bus 45 activated their yellow lights and began to slow, came to a complete stop, activated the red lights to offload a child to the north side of Sibley. And while stopped with the red lights activated, the bus was passed by a full-size semi-truck that was going eastbound in violation of the stop sign on the side of the bus and the red lights that were activated.
Thank you, officer. And based on the traffic violation, did you initiate a traffic stop?
I did. I had to make a U-turn, got him behind the semi-truck and stopped him almost back at Merriman.
And did you approach the vehicle?
I did.
Who was in the vehicle?
The defendant, I can't pronounce that name. I can try, but it was the defendant, and I spoke with him.
And did you tell him the reason for the stop?
I did. I explained to him that he had plenty of time to stop for the bus, and he should have stopped for the bus. I explained the violation to him. I explained to him that the statute states that he must stop. He cannot stop within 20 feet of the school bus when the red lights are activated. He must be 20 feet away. And he wasn't. He passed the bus. I also informed him when I gave him the ticket, when I issued the violation, I gave him the ticket and informed him that he shouldn't have been on that road anyway, that the 53-foot trailer he was pulling made him over length for that road, and it's a Class B road. He shouldn't even have been.
And what, if anything, did he say to you?
He stated, if I remember right, something about not being able to stop.
And did you issue a citation?
I did.
And what was the citation for?
The citation was for the violation of the school bus, overtaking, median, or passing flashing red lights.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. McCandless.
Officer, how long is a school bus driver supposed to turn the yellows on before he turns the reds on?
There is no standard. As far as I know, there's nothing mentioned in the statute. And to my knowledge, there is no standard. But as long as they turn the lights on before they begin to slow the bus, they turn the yellow lights on before they begin to slow the bus, and then activate the red lights when they stop. When they activate the red lights, a couple things happen. They activate the red lights, the door comes open for the child to leave, and the stop sign comes out at the same time. Those two things happen with the activation of the red lights. So in the statute, it doesn't say how long before. I look at every violation and decide whether or not, in some cases, I've seen school bus drivers not even activate the red lights and offload a child. And if somebody passed it, I wouldn't write the ticket. If the school bus began to stop and was almost stopped and turned on yellow lights and then turned on the red real quick and somebody passed it, I wouldn't stop that. I wouldn't count that a violation. But in this case, the school bus driver activated the yellow lights before she began to slow the bus, and then activated the red lights after she stopped, made a complete stop, and she did everything the way she was supposed to do it. So I did my job and stopped them for the violation.
So analogous to like a red light ticket, right? A traffic light turns green, then yellow, then red, correct? And then
there is the same presumption at an intersection that when you see the light turn yellow, it's going to turn red.
Right. But like the statute says if you run a red light or you don't, then you're guilty of it. You're responsible for the civil infraction for running red light. But you would agree there's rules for everything, right? There's regulations and rules with respect to how long a yellow light lasts at a traffic intersection, right? It can't just go from yellow to red, correct?
If you run a light at an intersection, you can be written a citation under 612 for running that yellow light.
Correct.
You're required to stop when you see that yellow light. That light in the intersection doesn't actually have to be red. So they hold the intersection to a higher standard.
I agree with you, but beyond the statute itself is a regulation as to how long, at least a minimal time, a yellow light's supposed to last before it turns red, right? They don't just instantly go yellow, red.
Each intersection is different, actually. And in 612, I don't know of a part of that statute that says how long a yellow light has to be yellow before it turns red.
Right, okay. And are you familiar with any of these rulings regarding this particular statute with respect to a 500-foot rule?
Are they rulings or are they opinions?
Well, one of them is a Court of Appeals opinion. There's a case called McKees versus Sholey, which is 46 Mishap 702, and it's from ways back 1973. And then there's a couple of attorney general opinions that talk about a 500-foot rule, which is basically a thumbnail of how long a yellow lights for these buses are supposed to be on. Is there, I mean, are you just, in other words, is there a rule as to how far a bus driver we know slows down, turns the yellow lights on, stops, and then turns on the red lights? But how long of a distance are they supposed to give as far as the rule to a driver coming on? Can they just go from yellow to red that quick?
As I stated before, as long as that bus driver does what she's supposed to do, which is activate the yellow lights before she begins to slow, and then activates the red lights upon her stopping, she's done what she's supposed to do, in my opinion. But none of those opinions are in the statute. If they were written in the statute, then I would consider that. But all I can do is go by the traffic statute, which was written by the legislature, and that's what I can go by.
Right. And do you, I mean, so in terms of time period, how fast do you think the truck was going as it passed?
I'll bet the truck was going about 40 to 45 miles per hour.
Okay. And how many seconds would it have been from the time the yellow lights went on to the time that the truck was approaching? Or coming close to the bus?
When I reviewed the video afterwards, I saw that bus had activated her lights 3 or 4 properties before stopping to offload that child. And if the truck was paying attention and saw those lights turn yellow when they turned yellow, he had ample time to stop. There's no doubt in my mind. And that's why I wrote the violation.
So, and when you say 3 or 4 properties, are these what, 40, 50, 60-foot lots, something like that?
No, sir. They're fairly large. They look to be about 1 acre lots.
Okay. So how many feet would you think it is before the truck got to the bus?
I would say no less, well, from between the truck coming to the bus, I don't know because I'm directly behind the bus. I can't see the truck coming.
Right.
But I can tell you from the first activation to where the bus stopped was probably 200 yards, 150 yards.
Okay. Okay, so you're saying you think it was quite a ways?
Yes, it was. If he would have begun stopping when he saw the yellow lights, or even consider the yellow lights, because he was a few seconds after the red light. Yeah, in my opinion, he had time to stop, but he shouldn't have even been on that road to have to make that decision. The truck isn't even legal on that road.
Okay, nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you. Any redirect, Ms. Foley Carter?
Just briefly, Your Honor. Officer, are you familiar with the statute that we're currently talking about, the 257682?
I am.
And does it say anything about a 500-foot requirement for school bus drivers?
It does not.
And in fact, does it give any concession to individuals who pass a school bus with their red lights activated and or the stop sign out?
No, it does not.
I have no further questions.
Just
you.
one last recross. Officer, how long was it between the time in matters of seconds from the time that the yellows went on to the reds went on?
I could review the video, but I would have to say 10 to 15 seconds.
All right, thank you. No further questions.
Thank you. Anything else, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Thank you, Officer Grant, for your testimony.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your next witness, Ms. Foley Carter?
No other witnesses, Your Honor.
Thank you. Your witness, Mr. McCandless?
I just guess the people rest, is that right, Your Honor? I just called the defendant. He wants to testify, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Sir? Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You may put your hand down. Thank you.
Thank you. So, sir, you were driving a truck on the road on that date, is that right, sir?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. So you were, and tell us what happened.
I see on the bus, he's driving, I'm driving, maybe maximum 40 to 60 feet into the light, on the yellow light. I know he has a choice, he's gonna stop. I just in the truth. I just pass. He's an officer behind on the bus. He's gonna see I pass on the bus. If around coming behind me, I see an officer, I just stop.
Do you think that the yellow lights on the bus should have been turned on earlier?
No. Maximum 60 feet close to the bus.
You need, Mr.
So you think
McCandless,
the
he needs
lights
to
went on
repeat that
when you-
response.
Yeah, sir, can you repeat that response? So let me ask you, could I ask the question again, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
How far were you away from the bus when the yellow lights went on, do you think? Did you see the red lights go on? Okay. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Foley Carter?
Just one question. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I just a little bit hear you. Sorry.
That's all right. It was your testimony today that you passed the bus?
Excuse me? I'm sorry.
That's all right. It was your testimony today that you passed the bus.
I'm passing the bus.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
I have no further questions.
Thank you.
Nothing further.
Any recross? Thank you.
No, Your Honor.
Any closing, I'm sorry, any other witnesses, Mr. McCandless?
No, Your Honor.
Closing statement, Ms. Foley Carter?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the testimony of Officer Grant and the video that has been viewed by every party in this matter has established that the respondent operated a vehicle, in fact a semi, that passed the stopped school bus. That school bus was stopped in West Sibley in Huron Township, had its flashing red lights activated, and eventually its stop sign out as well. As such, we request that you find the respondent responsible for the cited offense.
Thank you. Mr. McCandless?
Judge, the driver says that he didn't have enough time, that the yellow lights were not on long enough. There's an attorney general opinion. I know it's old, but it's 5780. It indicates that there's a 500-foot rule. There's also a case, McNeese versus Sholey, 46 Mishap 702 from 1973. There's a 500-foot rule that has to do with how long that they're supposed to turn on those yellow lights before they turn on the red lights. So there is a time, there is a distance, there is a rule. And so in this case, the video shows the driver saying that the yellow lights were not on very long. I know that the officer feels that they were on a sufficient amount of time, and I know he's doing his job, and I know he's a good officer. But there is a time period in which the yellow lights are supposed to be on to warn oncoming traffic. And therefore, if that distance and time isn't met, if it's 45 miles an hour, it's a certain amount of seconds that have to go by, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. And the bus driver was just short on the time on that there's a time period where the bus slows and stops, and they're supposed to put those yellow lights on for a period of time to let everybody know, good and long time, that they're going to turn on those red lights in a minute. And if that period of time is not adequate, it's no different than a yellow light going in immediately in a nanosecond to red is the analogy. And so how long is that time? My research shows 500 feet. That comes down to about 15 seconds. This was less than 15 seconds. We asked the court to find the defendant not responsible.
Thank you. Ms. Foley Carter, anything else?
10-foot rule, and it certainly would have appeared in 257.62. It does not. In fact, it puts the burden on the driver to stop within 20 feet of that stopped school bus. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you. The court has had the opportunity to hear the testimony of Officer Grant, the defendant, and review the video on this matter. The video very clearly shows the yellow lights coming on, and roughly 10 to 12 seconds before the exterior, the yellow lights are interior, the red lights are exterior, the red lights come on, and by the time the vehicle driven by the defendant passed the school bus, the red lights were on and had been on, the doors were open, and the child had already stepped off of the bus. This court will find that the defendant is responsible for the civil infraction of failing to stop for the school bus. The court will impose fines and costs of $195. Mr. McCandless, does your client need more than 5 days to pay that amount?
Judge, we asked for 2 weeks.
14 days to pay $195. Anything else in this matter, Ms. Foley Carter?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. McCandless?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes this matter. Sir, you're free to go.
Thank you, Your
That also concludes this court's docket. You're welcome, sir. That concludes this court's docket for the day. We stand adjourned. Thank you, Ms. Foley Carter. Have a good day.
Thank you. You do.